Hey, it's Ken Barrett, Laundromat How To. Still continuing with some of our drain issues. Just cleaning up some things that have been kind of outstanding for a number of years now that just finally kind of dawned on me what I need to do. So let me just show you what the issue is and how we're going to fix it. This is the bulkhead in behind my 4 big washers in the store. The original setup was an old home style store, so we have what the original bulkhead was, is that metal frame. And then at this point there was a couple of stacked dryers here, and we've got the stack post up there. So because we put the bigger washers in, we needed to build it up to encompass the bulkhead and to hide the parts. So just built it up with some wood framing about 5 years ago when we renovated this store. And we just put some of this tile board glued onto some plywood backing, and it gives a nice clean finish and you know, brightens the store up, looks really good. The issue we got here is that vent pipe there. With the 4 big washers here, there's 2 55-pound, 2 35-pound. If we get a lot of soap suds into one of these, it actually comes up over the top of this pipe. So I thought it might have been a drain issue. We got the drains all cleaned out with the plumbers. While they were here, we were actually watching it come out, but you know, we water jetted the main pipe. We cleaned all the drains in here, everything's good. But if we get a lot of soap, there's just really nowhere for it to go. So I've been kind of pondering this for a while to figure out the best method to repair it. And what it really needs is just somewhere to go until it can turn back into the liquids and drain out again. So I can't go up any higher here, so I don't want to get in the electrical into that stuff. What I'm going to do is, just down about here, is I'm going to cut a 90 into it, bring it across here, put another 90, and then extend it up into this point up here. So it'll be high enough there. If some does come over, we may still get a little bit draining back into that corner, but it's not going to be near as bad as we are now, and we're going to get an extra, almost, should be about 10 feet of pipe in there. Give more place for the soap to go, and then, like I said, once it's finished draining and the water's pushing out, then it can settle back down and get back down into the drains where it should be. So we'll try that. If that still doesn't work, my next thought over here is, instead of the 4-inch pipe, I can expand out to maybe a 6 or an 8-inch to just again give it more volume. You see if I can put a screen or something on it. Hopefully we won't have to go that far, and this part will work. So I'm just going to cut that off, get a couple of pieces I need. I've already got them here, and we'll get this glued in. And there it is. One thing I realized just before I glued it in is, if I leave it this way, I'm not going to have any way to access that drain. So right now this part here isn't glued in, and again, it's only a drain pipe. So what I can do is, I may glue this one if I still get some leaking. Either that, or I'm just going to go back and I'll get a Y and I'll put it in here, so we'll have that clear access from the top. But the concern being, if I got access here, I'm going to get the soap coming out right here. So like I said, depending on what happens, I may just glue this one here, and that'll let it make it a little bit of seepage around here. I really don't think so though, because it's not under any sort of pressure, and it's just soap, it's not water. So it's going to be a lot better than it was, just even how it is. So it goes across there. It's a little dirty. It was out behind my other store, a little bit of Alabama red play on there. And it goes across, and I've got probably about, I guess about 5 feet of pipe up in here. It goes up just somewhere around to there. I had to cut a little bit off just because I couldn't make the corner to get it up there. But that's all there is to it. Like I said, on some of my other videos, I kind of think it through as I go sometimes. So like I said, fortunately I caught that before I glued it. Again, if I put a Y in, I'll need to cap it, put a test plug on it. Still kind of thinking that one through, the best way to do it. But like I said, even if a little bit seeps out, it's going to be better than what I've got, and it'll eventually seal itself up. But like I said, a Y with a test cap is probably the best method. None of that's glued. This part over here I did glue because it's not going to go anywhere. I can just slide that over to get the new piece in. But this should fix it up. Part of the problems we had here before is just a little seepage around there. Gets down underneath these tiles, and it messes up with the glue. It's okay if you wash the floor, it's just little small water seeps that messes the glue up on these. So my insurance company had a concern with the broken tile there, because somebody can trip and break a leg on it. I'm not sure how they made it in the store, but that's another story. So we'll get that fixed up now that we know we've got the problem fixed. A little bit of glue, get a new tile. Got a stack of those when we first put the floor down. And that'll be it. You got any comments or questions, please let me know, and we'll talk to you later on. There'll be more details on this at laundromathowto.com.